Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for The Vast of Night. So The Vast of Night is a new Amazon Prime original movie, and it is directed by a first-timer, and it stars a bunch of no-names, and it follows the story of this guy and this girl who are in high school, and the girl runs a switchboard where she connects calls, and it is the 50s, so it's back when that type of thing was popularized, and she starts getting a weird signal. So she sends the signal over to the guy that she met earlier, and they start to investigate it and realize that there's something kind of extraterrestrial going on. The Vast of Night kind of came out of nowhere. I was not aware of this movie at all. I hadn't seen any trailers. All of a sudden on Letterboxd it started popping up on the most popular this week, and some of my friends had been watching it and they had been really clamoring about it. So I naturally got pretty excited about it, and I was not let down. I think that this is a really original, very suspenseful, and well done movie. The best way to describe this, and I've seen this comparison a lot, but I'm still going to use it, is that it's like an hour long or an hour and a half long episode of The Twilight Zone. That's very much what it feels like. And in fact, I would even go on to argue that it feels like an hour-long episode because this movie is very fast-paced. There's characters talking really quickly. The scenes go into one another quite quickly. The editing is very fast-paced, and that made for a really entertaining movie. When it was going by so quickly, I was just honestly kind of baffled that when, I paused it and I saw that I was 50 minutes in, I thought I was only like 20 minutes in. It's really impressive when a movie can do that, and especially because there are like 3 or 4 scenes in this movie where it's just monologues. And to have a monologue thrown in there, and especially with the monologues, they don't cut or anything. So you would expect it to kind of break the pacing. You'd expect it to be a fast-paced film, and then suddenly it's a slow pace when it gets to the monologues. But it never was. They kept up the dialogue pace of the monologues pretty quick, and because of that, it had a very consistent pace and a very consistent tone. And the suspense is definitely there. You are very curious about everything in this movie. You want to know what's going on, who's involved, and I have not really felt suspense or intrigue like this for a movie in a really long time. And I was really happy about that. The lead performances are also very good in it. The supporting cast is also really good. It's overall just a very well-produced movie. And even something like the cinematography stands out. They use a very dark bluish color palette throughout the entire movie. But then occasionally there will be scenes where there's a bunch of yellow, like during a certain football or basketball game that they have in it. And I thought that that was really cool. And the cinematography, it really just made you feel like you were there, the way that they utilized it, which I thought was awesome. And overall, it's just a really well done film. My problems with it come with the fact that it's very much forgettable. And I think it's forgettable for 2 reasons. One, even though I liked the main characters and I thought the 2 lead performers were doing pretty well, I will not remember their performances or their characters like a month from now. There's nothing memorable about them. They're just your typical teenagers. And also something I wasn't so fond of is that this movie didn't really have a message outside of just being like a cool movie. I wish that it did. I wish that it had something else it was saying, something profound, but it really didn't, and that's a bit unfortunate. But overall, The Vast of Night is still a very well done movie. I would highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of The Twilight Zone. And I will give The Vast of Night a 7.25 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for The Vast of Night. So, what are your thoughts on this movie, or what is your favorite Twilight Zone episode? Comment in the comments section below, and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.